It's so funny that he's
If you Google gatekeeper, a picture of Neil Magny will pop up.
Yeah, like if you Google a gate, Neil's Wikipedia comes up because you ain't getting by him unless you just like supremely talented or.
Oh yeah.
We got somebody who they're good at destroying other people win streak, but then when they get to the big fight, they never come through. So
that sounds like that's what's gonna happen.
That sounds like that's what's gonna happen because Neil Magny is it's so funny that he's.
If you Google gatekeeper, a picture of Neil Magny will pop up.
Yeah, like if you Google a gate, Neil's Wikipedia comes up because you ain't getting by him unless you just like supremely talented or he's one of those guys, man, who would mess up somebody else's win streak. Why is he number 98? Okay, anyway.
You talking about Daniel?
Yeah. Bro, he got one loss in the UFC, and that was to Nicholas Dawby.
Oh, yeah. But that's how the rankings be. The rankings be weird, because you got to, like, really put yourself out there. You got to really have, like, a crazy performance. You got to have, like, a Jorge knocking out somebody in 5 seconds type of performance to be in the top 5. Yeah, that's what it takes, but...
You look at this record, man.
I think because his last fight, man, he didn't really win that fight.
You look at the losses, man. It ain't even
who
for Neil. I mean, Kattar. I mean, Michael Chiesa. I definitely think that he lost the Jeff Neal fight. I don't understand what was going on with the scoring. And for some reason, they give Neil these close fights.
He won
against Max, and that was a loss. You could argue that Neil lost 1, 2, 3, 4 fights in a row. Neil arguably should be 0-4, realistically.
Hey, sometimes Neil Magny be in fights, it was looking like he don't have a way to win.
It really, but
his fight do is like, because certain people you're not gonna knock out Jeff Neal, but that's a bad example because that fight was kind of close. But other people who he fought against, man, it was like when he fought Michael Chiesa, it's like, bro, what are you gonna do, man? What do you bring to the table that other people can say, oh yeah, bro, he gonna bring this, he gonna bring some hands, he gonna bring some knees, he gonna bring some submissions.
He does this weird things where he get people and he bags up himself into the cage, which is so odd, man. And then he started throwing like knees and elbows, and they reward him. That's how he wins. But Daniel not gonna fall for
it. Watered down version of Kevin Holland.
A little bit. No, I'm saying I agree with your statement. He's like a none go for the knockout, none go for the submission.
He's 6'3", bro. He got long arms. His reach is 80.
He get wrestled too much, and he lose the fight he's supposed to win. But that pretty much kind of sums it up a little bit. I love Kevin Holland, man, but yeah, that kind of do sound. But Daniel is very clean with his striking. I ain't saying he perfect, but he's in and out. He gonna use his jab. He gonna use the leg kicks. He gonna mix it up. He gonna dip off to his right and throw the 1-2. He gonna mix it up with the body kicks. He gonna sneak in a head kick here and there. He's not gonna play this game where he's gonna be clinched up with you because Daniel like to fight from the center of the octagon. He like to fight at the center of the octagon, not up against the cage. Yeah. And I just don't see Neil being able to do that. And Neil does this weird thing. He did that to Jeff. Jeff was hitting him hard, and then he just grabbed Jeff and then go back to the cage. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And then, bro, what he did against Shavkat was one of the. I just don't understand. I don't understand what was going on with that.
He had no way to win. And it was just kind of he was overmatched. Which Shavkat's better than him everywhere. But at the same time, I think Neil's best chance was keep the fight on the feet. He don't stand no chance on the ground with Shavkat, man.
Yeah, but I'd rather lose by guillotine than lose by an uppercut and my skull go flying to the stratosphere.
I think this is for another video, bro, about Shavkat, but I think his striking a little bit overrated.
A little bit, but his striking ain't...
He's more calculated than anything.
Another thing is his timing and his power is what really saved it, but we'll make that video. But for this fight, I think Daniel's too smart. He coming off a split decision win.
You got to understand, this fight hit 3 rounds, man.
I know, that's a...
I don't know who
they
might give Porky the Pig the decision, man. Just think, there is no way Daniel can win a decision over Neil. He gonna have to finish him.
By default, if you're not in the top 10 or top 5, you don't get those decisions.
And the thing is, like, Neil, he's been susceptible to the ground game. So can Daniel really outstrike Neil?
But one thing I would say, Daniel has underrated wrestling. But I wouldn't necessarily say, but he might have to do it.
He might have to, man, to win this fight, bro. Because Neil gonna stay on the outside. Neil has this weird thing he does where he makes it look like he's doing more than when he's not.
I know.
And it's like, bro.
And he throw these little peppering punches that don't do nothing, and then he just...
Another thing is, dude, I can see Daniel winning, but getting robbed, though, and then people were not caring because of the Li Jiang fight.
Hey, that might be setting him up for failure with this one. I'm gonna tell you something else that's weird. You ever notice that sometimes Neil Magny can wrestle certain people? Have you ever noticed that?
No, the thing is, he gets people in the clinch and he kind of like does trips and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it's a certain level of people, man.
I know, but do you think he might could do that against Daniel, though? Because I'm saying it's certain people he won't do it. He won't think to do it. And then certain people, it's like, how did Neil Magny keep this person on their back for a long time? Like did he wrestle Robbie Lawler? Am I tripping?
I forgot they fought.
Did he beat Li Jingliang?
I think he did wrestle Robbie Lawler.
He out wrestled Carl. I mean, that ain't. Do he put Johnny on his back a few times?
No. That was a whole robbery. Johnny put him on his back, and some kind of way he won a decision.
But man, it's like it's weird. Some people
he took down Robbie 4 times.
You think he maybe can wrestle Daniel, or do you think Daniel? Because Kevin Lee definitely was wrestling.
Oh, he did take him down.
But Daniel took that fight on a week's notice though, and he still won.
But Neil not known for his wrestling though, man. That's probably his.
But that's what would be sneaky because people be focused on other stuff, and then he'll bust out.
Daniel's so strong, man. You ain't gonna get him in the clinch and take him down.
I think Daniel should be too strong. Basically, for Neil to win, Neil has to do one or two things. He got to control the fight from range, which for some reason, sometimes he do, and sometimes he just do the opposite of what he's supposed to do. I don't understand. And then the other thing, he got to get you in the clinch. I think Daniel too strong to let him use that clinch to impose his will. At the same time, Daniel is too smart on the range side of the striking. Daniel is just a better striker as far as he's more calculated and smart. But I can see this fight being real close and something super messed up happening.
Another thing is Neil, he be spamming them leg kicks too, man. Let's be real.
But Daniel also throw a lot of leg kicks.
I don't think Daniel want to play the game with Neil. He got to get this fight to the ground.
Neil, it was funny. We was talking about Spider Pig, but he really is like he gets you in this web, and it's like there's nothing you can do. You don't want to play the ground game because you got to get close enough to him, and then if you can't take him down, you in the clinch. But at the same time, if you play around on the outside, he can outpoint you. It's just so strange. With that being said, I'm tired of seeing it. I want Daniel Rodriguez to win.
I want Daniel to win too. I don't think he is. I think stylistically, Neil, he's long. He hard to knock out. He loses against the Michael Chiesa. You know what I mean, bro? That's
the people who can take him down and just.
And I don't think Daniel has that style. And then Shavkat, bro, but I don't think mentally.
I think Neil was very afraid of Shavkat.
Oh yeah.
Like once the fight started, I think he pulled guard or something crazy. He did something wild, and then he started out the second round, did the same thing. I was like, yeah, he don't want none of this. But with Daniel, I think he gonna go in and he gonna fight Daniel the way he fight people who ain't in the top 10. So more than likely, Neil wins a split decision that he don't deserve.
Oh yeah, more than
and people can't get mad at Daniel Rodriguez for winning against Li Jingliang because A, he ain't the judge. B, they took that fight on the day's notice because of the stuff that Kamzat and Kevin and them was doing. That didn't really have nothing to do with them. And then he fought the best he could against somebody who got 1-punch knockout power who you can't make no mistakes against. And
I think more likely, I think people mad because they wanted Daniel to like brawl with him. Let's be real.
And Loki get knocked out.
Yeah, and get caught with their right hand.
And he fought real intelligently, and he kept it close enough to where I still don't think you can make the argument. But hey, if he was able to fight Lee like that, maybe he could fight what's called like that.
I don't know about this one, man. I'm gonna stay away from this one.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you one thing: keep your hard-earned money in your pocket for this one. Don't
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Don't do nothing with this one.